Shanti, let's take a moment to connect with Shiv Baba and be seated in the combined form with my father. Today's Murli is focusing on what is the role of either soul who is a Brahmin in this conference age. What is my role as a cooperative soul of Shiv Baba? Baba says, you are here for a special task, and your responsibility is to be an instrument for world transformation. Today, he says that world transformation is possible only when you imbibe the power of self-transformation. The whole Murli today focuses on this aspect, where Baba is taking us through how the scenes would be seen in the end and what's going to be your role. Further in the Murli, he speaks about to remember the lesson of nothing new and have a balance of being a detached observer and a world benefactor. So let's listen to this Murli together, which is dated 13 September 1975. Om Bhai, could you please screen the Murli?
Yes. Just give me a moment. Om Shanti.
The title of the Murli is World Transformation is the special task of Brahmin life. Today, the Father, the creator of the world, is seeing his cooperative, elevated souls who are world transformers. Just as the Father is instrumental in transforming the world, so do all of you also move along while constantly considering yourselves to be instruments for this task. So while we're listening to the Murli, let's introspect to all of those things that Baba is speaking further from here for our own selves. Do you constantly and permanently have the awareness that you have to bring about transformation? Those who transform the world, first of all, transform themselves. Those who transform the world, first of all, transform themselves. We have a very beautiful slogan that we speak about in Gyan, Swa Parivartan Se Hi Vishwa Parivartan. How can those who are not able to transform themselves in any particular aspect become instruments for the task of world transformation? If Bab Dada were to give you a direction right now to transform your awareness in a second, that is, if you were told to stabilize yourself in the awareness of the soul and not the body, would you be able to do the various things that Baba is speaking further? Let's look at what he is asking us further. He says, would you be able to stabilize yourself in soul consciousness and look at transforming these things? Would you be able to transform your awareness in a second? Transform your attitude in a second? Transform your nature and sanskars in a second? Transform those who are in connection with you, the soul, in a second? Transform your fleeting thoughts in a second from wasteful to powerful? Change the speed of your effort from ordinary to intense in a second? Go beyond the corporeal world and make yourself a resident of the incorporeal world, that's Paramdham, in a second. This is known as the power of transformation. So while I was reading this, what I was getting was, even in military, when a command is being given by the commander, the whole troops of soldiers do the thing in a second. If they've been told to stabilize or take their weapons, they do that in a second. The same thing Baba is telling us, are you able to transform all of that Baba spoke today in a second? At the conference age, the special play of transformation, the special play, ease of transformation. Just as you check all the other powers in yourself, in the same way, do you also check to what extent you have the power of transformation in all these aspects? To experience obstacles in your efforts means to lack the power of transformation. The basis of all attainments is the power of transformation. Because of not being able to transform yourself, you are not able to reach the elevated aim that you have for yourself. Because of not having the power to transform, even while wanting something and adopting the means for that, although you have the right company, you follow the disciplines according to your capacity. And even though you call yourself a Brahmin, you are not content with yourself. We will reread this statement and reflect for our own self on this. The basis of all attainments is the power of transformation. Because of not being able to transform yourself, you are not able to reach the elevated aim that you have for yourself. Because of not having the power to transform, even while wanting something and adopting the means for that, although you have the right company of the entire Brahmin family, right company of Baba, you follow the disciplines according to your capacity. So we follow the Shrimat. And even though you call yourself a Brahmin, you are not content with your own self. Just the power of transformation alone becomes the means for coming close to the Almighty Authority Father and all the elevated souls. If you do not have the power of transformation, you would constantly experience yourself to be standing aside and deprived of all attainments. You will then experience yourself to be one who sees and hears everything from a distance. You will remain thirsty for the experience of love, cooperation, and power. The expansion of many types of desires, hopes, and wishes will constantly appear in front of you like storms. Because of these storms, the destination of attainment will constantly seem far away. Today, Babdada saw a scene of such world transformers. In the corporal world, you constantly keep hearing about calamities that have been caused by water. In the recent times, we have heard about tsunamis and how it had been the source of destruction in this world. Whilst hearing about them, do you experience pleasure or mercy or fear? What do you feel? Do you sometimes feel fear and sometimes mercy? Do the Pandavas feel afraid? Do you feel mercy or do you experience pleasure? There should not be any fear. There should not be any fear because the basis of us to understand this description is very well explained by Baba, by his knowledge and his sustenance to us. We know that destruction is bound to happen for reconstructing the world. There should not be any fear, therefore. At that time, even to have the awareness of being female is wrong. So, what awareness should we have at that time? Let's read further. You must never consider yourself to be alone. You should always maintain the awareness of your combined form of a Shiv Shakti. Not just a Shakti, but a Shiv Shakti. When you are in the stage of the combined form, then just as when someone sees two, he would hesitate in attacking you. In the same way, the combined stage would influence nature or the person at that time. That is, there would be hesitation in attacking you in any way. Not just a person, but even the elements of nature would hesitate. That is, even the elements would not be able to attack you. You would be safe when you are even just one step away. Even though they have weapons, even though they have powerful weapons, they would become weak. However, at that second, you have to use the power of transformation with the awareness that you are not alone, that you are not a female, but that you are a Shiv Shakti in the combined form. You need the power of transformation for this, do you not? Why do you need the power of transformation? So that you are able to transform the person or nature with your powerful awareness and attitude. At present, these are just the papers of the second or third year, of the second or third class. The form of the final paper will be many times more fearsome than this. What will you do then? Many of you have some thoughts. About what? Many of you say with such love and a right. Baba is very subtly bringing some thoughts that we bring in ourselves, in our mind, that Baba, please take me away from this corporal world before this destruction happens. And further, Baba is putting across words to these thoughts. He says, many says with such love and right, call me before this scene so that I can see all of that from the subtle region. Wherein, let's see what Baba is asking us to do when we have this thought. He says, however, the practical part of being an embodiment of power, Shakti form, the part of the revelation of the incarnation of the Shaktis, and the part of revealing the Almighty Authority Father through the self is to take place in such circumstances. So don't run away from such circumstances and have these thoughts. Baba says, just be ready in a second to reveal who you are, being the cooperative and the instrumental souls of the incarnation of Shiva, be that Shiv Shakti. Therefore, in order to be able to see such scenes and hear the drums of untimely death, you have to increase the power of transformation. Bring about transformation in a second, because the entire play is based on just 1 second. Bring about transformation in a second, because the entire play is based on just 1 second. At such a time, on the one hand, you should be able to remember the lesson of nothing new, through which you experience the stage of experiencing benefit no matter what happens. Whatever happens, happens for good. Remembering that lesson, remembering the lesson of nothing new, being in that awareness is very important. That is, you should have the stage of a detached observer, so that while seeing all of those scenes, you would experience pleasure, as well as that you would also have the stage of a world benefactor and feel mercy. So striking a balance between a detached observer and a world benefactor. There has to be the balance of the two. There should be the stage of a detached observer, as well as the stage of a world transformer. Do you understand? This was the news of the corporal world. What happened about the news of the subtle region? You were told earlier that because of your lacking the power of transformation, the storms of many desires could be seen. The majority of children were visible in this scene number-wise. What call could be heard from them? That of, I wish to do something, and yet why does it not happen? This should happen, but it is not happening, even though I have made a lot of effort. Such types of sound of their minds were heard emerging from them. Therefore, the means for coming out of that storm is to increase the power of transformation, and you will then be able to attain the practical fruit. Always have the awareness that you are a world transformer who is cooperating with the Father. I am a world transformer. My duty is to bring about transformation. That is, I have attained this Brahmin birth for this task. So continue to move along whilst keeping your original task in your awareness, original task of world transformer. Acha, to the cooperative souls who create every thought while remaining with the Father at every second, to the souls who transform circumstances and people, to those who, like the Father, constantly stabilize themselves in the awareness of being Master Almighty authorities, to those who constantly have benevolent feelings for the self and for others, to the world benefactor and world transformer souls, Bapdada's love, remembrance, and namaste. From us children, love, remembrance, and namaste to Bapdada. So let's take a few moments of silence to reflect on what Baba had told us today, and then we will come back to share our takeaways from today's Murli. Om Shanti. So you can unmute and share your takeaways from today's Murli.
Oh, Om Shanti, sister. Very
Om
nice.
Shanti.
Wonderful, Murli, about transformation. So, so in this, Baba mentioned a lot of things about transformation. Even to experience, obstacle in our effort means it's also a kind of lack of power of transformation. And the interesting thing that I found is, this transformation brings, it's about in a second that we need to transform, because the entire play is based on just 1 second. That's what Papa says. So we'll have just 1 second to do this whole transformation. And many things, about transmission, Baba covered awareness, attitude, and nature, sanskar, and so on. So I think if you look back, right, so the first transmission that we have got from Baba is that I'm not this body, I'm the soul. So that's where everything changed. The way we look at ourselves, the way we look at others, the way we look at the whole world. And the biggest realization that we all have after that is that we don't belong here, that we belong the incorporeal world. So each one of us started putting effort to go there, completing our part here. So yeah, my transformation is to see today what all aspects have transformed and how quickly I can do that. Like Baba said, it has to be in 1 second. Check how fast you can do it. And also Baba mentioned about that combined form benefit, that if a person or a nature will not attack us in that first if when we are combined. So that is all, there also transformation required. That also, combined with Baba, with the Almighty Authority in second. Yeah. Thank you, sister. Om Shanti.
Yes, brother, you very well got that point with Baba is brought in for with regards to transformation. And Baba today speaks about 7 different things that we need to check for ourselves while we do the first, or remember the first lesson of transformation that we got is we are not body but soul. So would anybody like to reflect on what are those various things that Baba has asked us to check? Would anyone like to share on that?
Om Shanti, sister. That
Thank you,
7 things we might follow is first, we must transform our awareness in the second. Second, transform our attitude in the second. Third, transform those who are connection with you, the soul, in a second. Fourth one, transform your nature and the sanskar in a second. Fifth one, transform you fleeting though transform your fleeting thoughts in a second from wasteful to powerful. The sixth one, change the speed of your effort from ordinary intense in a second. 7, go beyond the corporeal world and make yourself a resident of the incorporeal world Parantam in a second. This is known as power of transformation.
Thanks for bringing these points, Radhamani sister. Would
Sister,
you like to share?
Excuse me.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sister.
Yeah.
Baba is used a new word, that these fleeting thoughts. What exactly does that mean?
Fleeting thoughts, what I feel. Would anybody like to answer that before I give my perspective to it?
Om Shanti. I think the fleeting thoughts indicate to the situation where, because of any situation or any our own nature or sanskar, suddenly there's a storm of thoughts, and we start feeling that we're getting influenced with that situation or the sanskar. So under that influence, there is a storm of thoughts. That is what Baba means by the word fleeting thought. Om Shanti.
I would also add to that fleeting thoughts to say that's one of the most dynamic force of my mind. Sitting over here, I can cross frontiers, I can go everywhere else. And it would be such thoughts where I'll cross boundaries where I'm not supposed to cross, calling it as waste or ordinary and all. And it is such a paradigm shift of my energies. I can go everywhere. And all my energy is lost in these thoughts moving here and here. And so they become like a garbage of waste. So that kind of thoughts, first I have to control, no overthinking, stop.
Yeah, very well
pause.
explained
So
by
that's what I
Om.
feel is why thought.
Yeah, Girijaban, go ahead. Girijaban, can you unmute yourself? You lost your voice.
Yeah, that's what, as I said, that's sitting over here, my thoughts cross boundaries, my thoughts go everywhere. Thoughts is one of the things. They say you can have 30,000 thoughts in a second. So just see how much of the energy of my mind is wasted in that. So, and they just don't wait, they fleet. We experience this sitting over here from where to where to where to where, we connect. We think of something, but somewhere else we have reached at something else. We are in the road of waste. So that kind of energy, where can I have? Baba says your effort should be speed, not your thoughts. So that's when I'm not concentrated, and when I have no control over the mind, it will gallop like that. That's the fleeting of thoughts which I experience.
Yeah, thanks, Umbai and Girijaban, for explaining that. How I see fleeting thoughts is making your imagination feel real, and that takes you off from the seat of the consciousness of who I am as a soul and my purpose here. And as you rightly said, Girijaban, 30,000 thoughts in 1 second. Just imagine how it will take us from where to where without even having a reality there on it. So that's what is my perspective to this space of fleeting thoughts.
Yeah, it is
Yeah, thank you.
also, I think, yeah, it is also, you're letting your mind to wander outside. Just letting your mind wander, not having any control over it, or not trying to put any control. They are just letting it wander outside. That is also a fleeting thoughts. Right?
May I add one point here?
Sure, sister.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, it is not 30,000 in a second, because that is going to be the insane stage, and each and every person cannot be insane on on one planet. 30,000 is absolutely impossible into 1 second. It is 30 thoughts in a minute. That is the calculated parameter that a normal human being, when is not much excited, much depleted, in a normal state of mind, a human being creates 30 thoughts in a minute. 30,000 is absolutely insane count. It is not even possible for anyone. Any master person in the world cannot create 30,000 in a second. It's absolutely insane even to imagine because it just brings everyone to insane stage. And not every person on the planet is insane. So it's 30 as per the count which has been properly scientifically measured. Is 30 thoughts in 1 minute, not 1 second, but in 1 minute. But yes, even that is also a very high speed according to what Baba wants us to bring to stabilize in one powerful thought for a long time. According to that as well, it's a huge count. But I'm sorry to say 30,000 is really insane. The fact, the fact is 30 per minute. I just wanted to add that because it has been scientifically proven as well, and it has been said in so many classes of our seniors as well. Just imagine 30,000 is insane. It's not even possible. That too in seconds. So that just I wanted to add. And one more my takeaway is all the 6, 7 points Baba has mentioned need to practice within a second. So that is important to uh, extend the frequency of doing these things into seconds, because that's what the last paper is for, just 1 second. And we are doing everything for years just to pass that 1 second paper. So that is what my takeaway for today's note. Thank you very much. I'm Shanti.
Thank you,
So these
sister.
fleeting thoughts can be
Thank you, sister, for bringing that.
replaced as waste thoughts, right, sister?
Sorry?
this fleeting thoughts, the
Yeah,
word can be
thank you.
replaced for waste thoughts?
Actually, the exactly meaning of the word into Hindi or even Marathi, it's Purna Bhangur, which means it comes within a second and it just goes away and it dilutes very fast based on the situations. So if there is one situation, I'm thinking something. If the situation changes within a few seconds, I just drift from there. So it's faster, and temporary. It just comes in, goes away, comes in, goes away, but with a very high speed. That's what fleeting by exact word meaning. I think, but yes, the other meanings we have discussed, those can also be combined or can be similar to this, because basically it's west and high speed. That's what we need to bring down, slow down the speed. Yes, that's
Yeah.
true. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, one and all. Thank you.
Sister, I would just add to that to say all fleeting is not waste. See, as we are going about, there is one thing whenever we are moving, we have covered distance. So when we have covered distance, I won't call that as waste. I have gone from where I am to somewhere else. But where I have gone, that place depends upon the kind of thoughts with which I'm moving fast. I cannot say all thoughts when Baba is saying transform in a second. So even that is a fast thought. So all fleeting thoughts, I don't think it can lead to waste. That is one thing. Secondly, I try to practice this, in 1 minute. Is it really so much that Baba is saying we think across in our mind? I found I couldn't get the 30,000. So I thought, okay, that might be some statistics of just Baba trying to say a hyperbole, a kind of thing, how far the mind dynamo can go. That was what my approach of the mind. All fleeting is not waste. There is some fleeting which is there because I've crossed from where I was to where I'm going to go. But in that process, in speed, what you will see, you'll not see up the means. You will just see the end. So the means is also important. So which really brings about a difference between wasteful and powerful. So that's what I think. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Now that we are churning on the thoughts, one reflection on based on Shivani sister's one class, where it has been said that the feelings, the bhavanae, they are collection of many thoughts. So if we see from this perspective, definitely when we can feel negative, we can feel positive. So when we are feeling positive, then there are many thoughts, but they are aligned to a elevated energy level. So it could be that fleeting thoughts cannot be called as an ordinary thought or wasteful thought. I agree with that statement of Girja sister. And second, the Murli also speaks about the three feelings. One is pleasure, mercy, and fear. When there is any calamity or any situation, either man-made or natural in the corporeal world. So Baba has brought out that there has to be first the pleasure that in the large sense, not in the worldly sense, that soon after this calamity, there is going to be a ekras sthiti, because I am all depends on the stage. And then also mercy, that I am on that elevated stage, so what is my duty? My duty and commitment is to give the energy, the godly energy, spiritual energy to all the souls who are presently, suffering in the corporeal world. So, but no fear. And that will happen through the Shiv Shakti stage, the combined stage internally in my inner world. That will bring the transformation in the outer world. Om Shanti.
Sister, my takeaway, I forgot, that's the most important thing in the Murli today, that word transformation. it is such a filled word. See, there's a difference between transformation and change. So what is transformation? It is fundamental. I love that word transformation. And today's Murli Baba is prefixing it with the world transformation. And then he is putting aim in front of that, self-transformation. So I first need self-transformation. So what a beautiful thing. And there are two things in this Murli which Baba has connected me. One is he spoke about attainments. I go back to my Sunday Murli for that. Secondly, he spoke about Shiv Shakti. Just day before yesterday, he spoke about 3 forms. And there he says Shiv Shakti is the present form. I think what he has told us to do the transformation. So so my goal before WT, before world transformation, is self-transformation. That should be my goal. My self-explorer, my challenge, my bringing down to essence, and I need so many other power for this. I need the power to fight my own weaknesses. I need the power of love to show mercy on others. So power of transformation itself cannot go alone. It says, okay, love, please come and help me. Power to fight, please come and help me. And my mind also, it looks for so many powers. So in fact, I think I have to explore a lot of powers for this. But what I like is I'm a world transformer. I am a force of the world. I have immense force and I can change myself to change the world.
Yes, you summarized it very well, sister.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
So today's Murli is just like the continuation of yesterday's Murli, where Baba tells us that in order to keep our fortune sparkling, the star of our fortune sparkling, we have to do elevated actions like the Father, follow the Father in all our interactions. So transforming Ninda to Stuti, Glani to Gayan. So in the last lines of yesterday's Murli, Baba said that as the Father is doing wonders, now you also have to do such wonders. So the power to transform, Parivartan Shakti, is the basis of all our efforts, every effort, because the first and foremost lesson is, I am a soul. This shift, this transformation of consciousness, this sets us on this spiritual journey. So it's a constant process in this journey, and this Parivartan Shakti in every aspect, thoughts, attitudes, beliefs, everything that Baba has especially mentioned today. So it really is a power, and I think this is the power that can always keep us close to Baba. Thank you, Baba.
Yes, Gurpreet sister, while I was reading this Murli, I also felt that this Murli is extension of both the Murlis that we read yesterday, especially the Murli on deformation, where Baba is told to transform everything that you otherwise would see negative in this world to be positive. And you summarized that also pretty well. Ninda glani ko bhi stuti samjho. So thank you for bringing that. And to answer to your question, Balvinder sister, that you put across, it is when I change, the world change. It's when I transform, the world transforms. As Girija sister rightly distinguished between what is change and transformation. The transformation is fundamental. It remains permanently. Only thing is that one needs to sustain that with efforts. Okay? Would anybody else like to share, ask anything to the group? Yes, Chitna sister.
Om Shanti, my takeaway. As the basis of all the attainment or success is the power of transformation, I will practice all the points given by Baba based on different situations.
All right. That's a nice one.
Sister, there's one more question which Balvinder has posed over here, just to clarify that. Who is the world? Anyone other than you, the soul, is the world. So that question of my family, my children, I think that my should be removed. When Baba says world, he says anything other than you is the world. So the question of your family, your friend, your in this, no international, national, nothing like that. It is I, the being, and everything else around me is the world. So even if it is two souls, leave alone, you cannot transform billions. Even if it is one soul which you have transformed, you have done Baba's job.
Yeah, and Baba says before transforming others, be sure you're transformed yourself.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti Bhagavan.
But on the basis of the discussions going on, I remember one point given by Shivani, that you should not give more than one thought to any situation. Whatever situation comes in front of you, just the first thought, which you need to have only single thought regarding that situation, and that is only the appropriate one. If we create more than thoughts than that, then they are waste. So from the discussions going on, I have learned that if you want to be connected to Baba always, then you have to keep on checking that if you want to really move on in life, then we have to keep attention on the thing, which we have to keep checking that whether we have created more thoughts or only single thought regarding every situation which comes in front of us. Om Shanti.
Linda sister, you posted another question where you said for self-transformation, how long does it take usually? I am still struggling in last 2 years. Sister, the only answer to this is keep practicing. Each one of us are in the journey. I invite others to reflect on the question that she's put across.
Yes, very true, sister. But yes, it is very true because everyone is on his or her own journey. So there is no any specific timeline. But there is another thought Baba has given, that transformation actually takes just one thought. Sometimes Baba says that it's just that determined thought which once created and just needs to. It's like your glass is full and you just need to take care it shouldn't spill off. It's that simple. Sometimes Baba put it in that way as well. But yes, sometimes we also need to make a little more efforts because we have lot of old scars traits. So it is going to take a time for everyone. The time is going to be different, but just keep on practicing and practicing and practicing. That's the only solution. And try to become more and more positive. That's the only way of thinking we can we can have, which help us to keep on going as well. Because sometimes we do it for a long time, and just like you said, comes that I'm trying for a long time, but it's not working. So that one single negative thought also brings us down. We just need to try again to be become more positive on that part as well. That's it. Thank you.
Om Shanti. Om Shanti.
Yeah.
This is Sanjay Bhai. What
Yes,
I was,
Sanjay.
what I was just getting it from the interaction, that how much time it will take to transform ourselves. First thing is Nishchay Buddhi, who is giving the instruction. The Nishchay Buddhi, that the master is giving the instruction. And when the master is giving the instruction, we need not think that how much duration it will take place. Just follow its instruction, just follow its srimad line by line, word by word. Transformation will take place automatically. You will not even realize that you have transformed. Om Shanti.
That's a nice question Balvinder sister has put on our minds, really triggering us. I remember one question which was asked to Dadi Janki, how long it will take for us to be karmati? she gave a very definite answer for one day, totally one day in all the 24 hours. Show me that you have not thought anything else but Shiv Baba. You have not done anything else but that. Just one day. If you do that, the second day you're already flying. So not that she made it very difficult that we could do that and all, but still I felt this time of transformation that somebody rightly said is that faith. See, there you should know, we think we have changed. We have only changed, but we have not changed totally. That's the thing which we have to see. And that I think today I would have thought I've changed, but tomorrow I'll go back to my old paradigms and all. So you have to keep moving forward to say, I have at least crossed 1 mile. I've just got a few more miles to go. With that positivity only, I think one can move along.
Yeah, very interesting churnings going on. Thank you for bringing those aspects. A last sharing would anybody want to do before we move on to meditation?
Yes,
Just one
I just,
reflection. Sir.
yeah. Carry on, brother.
Baba,
Carry.
sorry, yeah, just very, very brief. Just 1 second, mein Jivan Mukti, Raja Janak, which example Baba gives. It's a very, it's a center of our churning. It's a very central point. Second, mein Jivan Mukti. So a second is very powerful. In Baba, if you see from the eyes of Baba, 1 second, one thought can really create a difference to the entire journey beyond that 1 second or that one thought. That leading thought is very important, as one sister brought out today session. That first thought is very, very important. And that first thought determines the entire destiny. It converts into action and becomes a destiny. So that first thought, and that first thought will not take more than 1 second. So attention into, and that will influence everything: awareness, attitude, nature, sanskar, connection, efforts, everything. So that first second is very critical, and first thought. Om Shanti.
Yes, brother. Yogita Ben, you can share quickly and then we'll move on to meditation. Yogita Ben, would you like to share? Because you unmuted yourself.
You can continue meditation.
All right. So, Harpreet Bren, we invite you to take the meditation.
Thank you, Rakhi sister. Okay, let's begin. Completely relax yourself, calmly observe your breath as you breathe in and breathe out. With a determined attention and thought, now is my time to transform. It is now, not later, just now. And as you have this determined thought, visualize the opening in the center of your forehead, your soul opening up to receive Baba's direct connection. You can experience how quickly he connects to you as you made that determined thought to transform in 1 second, which is now. See yourself moving higher and higher into the upper realms, moving well above the earth, well above the solar system, well above the galaxies, straight into Paramdham, where you can witness Baba's glowing light and your beautiful, beautiful, twinkling, starry soul so ready to transform now. Experience the beautiful energy that you now receive. The unconditional love, the faith, the intellect, everything you surrender to Baba. Feel the glow as your soul transforms into a divine soul. And as you vibrate at this higher energy level, you have the power to pull the souls of all your family, your neighbors, your cities around you, the entire universe collecting there as beautiful souls. You can see your aura and the power of your own soul as you vibrate, providing that beautiful light to everyone else. And you can see them all getting brighter and brighter. Beautiful souls of the universe, all in Baba's light. The entire earth transforming with this vibration. The light around the earth glowing as we transform into divine, pure souls. Keep this image forever. Not only am I powerful, I am a pure soul, a powerful soul. Baba's light and my own vibration helps all other souls as well to transform in 1 second. Believe it. Make sure that it's happening all the time. And with this wonderful power, slowly come back into your body, knowing your body as a temporary instrument of the Almighty. But your soul so bright, so glowing, transformed into a divine being. May you continue to vibrate such energy throughout and forever. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, sister, for taking us through that wonderful experience. Thank you, Divine Family, and we meet tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. Until then, let's take this reflection of checking our own selves as an homework as to how much have I transformed and experiencing the power of transformation. Have a wonderful day. See you tomorrow at 5 a.m.